So guys, in this video we are going to take a look at this tool called Nmap. Nmap stands for Network Mapper, and it is very important tool for the enumeration and also scanning. This Nmap scans the computers and their ports, and also it will try to receive the banners, I mean the services running on the respective port numbers, and also it will try to grab the version number. So if you get the version number, you can just search on Google if that is a old version and if there are any exploits for this version. So first I will show you the help page of this Nmap. So there are two versions of the Nmap, that is command line interface and the graphical user interface. uh, Graphical user interface is called Genmap, but 99.9% most of the pen testers will use the command line because it is very simple to use, and also we can script it, means we can automate it. So let's take a look at this help page. Okay, now we can set the target using this IL to specify the file that containing the host or network, but we can also specify like Nmap the IP address range. So you can just say SN for ping scan. SN is like ping sweep. In previous versions of Nmap it is S capital P, but they have changed it to SN. PN treat all hosts are online. That means it won't scan all the subnet range, but it will treat that all the hosts are online, and it will directly do the port scanning or service scanning. And you can see SS for stealth scanning, and the SU for UDP scanning, and this for other scans as well, fin and xmark scans respectively. You can see SN for null, SF for fin, and also SX for xmark scans. So what this Nmap does is it will send the SYN packet to the destination, and then destination sends the SYN plus ACK packet. Then this Nmap assumes that since I got the SYN plus ACK, the host may be alive. If I got any reset packet, or if I did not get any packet, then it is the system is offline. So that's why it assumes, because based on the packet response behavior. And we can also specify the port ranges using the -p command, and SV for detecting the service versions. Sorry, and SC for script scans. So Nmap also supports some scripting engine, so we can also use some basic scripts that are already pre-built into Nmap. So these scripts will try to fetch some more information from the services. So I will we will see the in a separate video about Nmap scripting engine. And we can also detect the OS, what OS running on that target computer, but it will not detect 100% accurate. It just guesses based on the network packet delay or some other network properties. So these are options, you can check it out. And we can also save the output into all formats like XML, grippable, Nmap, and normal text format. Grippable format we can use for with the grep command to grep out IP addresses and port numbers. So here are few examples. Nmap version -v for verbose to see what's happening when the Nmap is running, and -a. -a is very useful because it is like aggressive scanning. It will detect versions, OS scripts and etc. So this SN for the checking the ping sweep, or the how many live hosts are there and the how many hosts are dead. And now we are going to see our IP address using the IPA command. Now we have got this IP address. Let me copy this. Now what I will do is I will say Nmap -v. -v stands for verbose to see what's happening when the Nmap is running. And what I want to do is -sn, and to check all the hosts that are alive or dead in the subnet range. Let me copy this, and what I say is /24. This is the class C subnet range, default subnet mask 24. It will check all the hosts from 192.168.0.1 to 192.168.0.255. It means like 255 hosts. Okay, 256 hosts. So as you can see, we got lot of hosts down, and you can see here some of hosts are up. You can see host is up, 100 is up, 102 is up, 104 is up. So if you are scanning like 1000 computers, then you will get most of the computers down, right? So to filter only the live host, you can say grep minus v for inverse. So whatever I give the pattern here, that will be searched, and not accept that format, I will get the results. So let me show you because my English is bad. So if I say grep minus v host down, the lines with the host down will be removed, and then the lines without host down will be displayed on my output. You will see within a minute. So as you can see, the lines with the host down are not shown to us. 1 is up, that is my router. 100 is up, maybe that's my phone. Okay, 102 is up, and 104 is my this Kali Linux machine. So you can simply grep over this host address to check whether the live computers are alive or not. And we know that 192.168.0.102 is alive, right? So let me do the port scanning -v, and I am going to introduce you another option called -n. -n stands for no DNS resolve. Don't resolve the DNS address, because we are specifying the IP address, and that's enough. This nmap will try to find the DNS domain name for this IP address, so it takes some time. That's why we are not avoiding that using this -n option. And let's say minus capital PN. Since we are scanning only the one IP address, we can assume that all hosts are alive, and this nmap will not scan remaining hosts. It will save some time. Now let's put the IP address. So 192.168.0.102. As you can see, there is Discord open port, and you can see the port information. 22 is open SSH, and 80 is open HTTP, and 11 RPC bind, and so on. So these ports are open. So this nmap will scan the top 1000 important ports by default. If you want to specify your range like 1 to 2000, you need to specify the P -P. If you want to only scan one port, you can say -P80. So that is for single port. If you want to scan the range of ports, you can say 1 to 1-2000. So our remaining ports are closed, only 6 ports are open. And to scan all the ports, there are 65,535 ports. If you want to scan all those, you can say -P-. So -P- will scan for every port on the machine. So by default, nmap will scan only for TCP ports. So to discover the UDP ports, what you want to type is -SU. So this UDP scan requires root privileges. All you need to type is sudo and type in the password. So this UDP scan takes so much time, because in TCP there will be connection establishment, and before connection establishment, nmap can tell that the computer is alive or not. But in UDP scan, the packet loss is very much, because we just send the packet to the computer, and that computer will send the packet to us. So we cannot guarantee that computer is alive or not. So we make sure that by sending multiple packets to the same computer. That's why UDP scan takes so much time, to make sure that the host is alive or not. Even though host is alive, at that port is opened or not for the UDP. So it will send multiple packets for that port. So let me run that in the background. I will open new tab. Most of the pen testers will forget to scan the UDP ports, but it's a very important for you need to remember. Minus v minus n for verbose and no DNS, and minus pn for skip the host discovery. Now what I want to do is we can do the stealth scan and we can type the IP address. So this can also request the root privileges. So there are other scans as well, like zombie scan, Xmas scan. You can check that as well. You can simply put minus s, n for null scan, f for fin scan, and x for Xmas scan. So these scans are like somewhat attacks which you can use other computer to scan another computers. But during the pen test, you can have the permission to scan other computers. So we will be limited to this stealth scan. And what we can do is we can find out the version numbers running on these ports. So SSH, HTTP, we do not have much information with this normal scan, so we can specify minus SV. So there are 6 services, and we will get some more information about the services. So as you can see, UDP scan is very slow. So I always recommend you put that UDP scan in the background, and after some time you can see the UDP scan. So as you can see, now we got some version information, and SSH it's running OpenSSH 2.9 P2. You can search for Google if there are any exploits that will take advantage of this version number, and you can see Apache HTTPD 1320. So it's running Red Hat Linux, and this is the mod SSL and OpenSSL. If you can type in Google this mod SSL and or version number, you can get some exploits. You can take advantage of this system. And you can see there is Samba work group, and that work group name is my group, and Apache, and so on. So like this way, in this way we can get the version numbers of these services running on that computer. And there is nmap scripts, I told you, right? We can perform the default nmap scripts by using SC option. So this nmap will try to perform all the some default scripts on each port. Whether the ports if that script succeeds, we will get the output. So you can type enter button to check the percentage of the progress. 99.7% done. So in the mean case, I will show you another command, another option for the nmap to check the OS version. To do that, you put simply -o and the IP address. So this will try to fingerprint the version number, OS version. So it's saying running Linux kernel 2.4 something. Okay, OS details 2.4.9. It is also telling that likely it's an embedded device, and network distance is 1 hop, and that is by router. So in most of the cases, nmap will give some false positives, like it's telling the wrong kernel number or any wrong Windows versions. If I go and fingerprint this, run this command on my Windows 10 machine, probably it gives that Windows 7 or some other Windows older versions, because this Windows have some patches for this TCP/IP fingerprinting. So as you can see here, So that's all about this OS scanning, and we can see our scripts have been performed, and those scripts are telling us that on HTTP server we can perform the methods like get, head, option, trace. So potentially risky methods are trace, and also it's saying the server header and the title page, test page for Apache server. This is the default Apache manual page, and you can see there is 443 port, and that is secured web server. Alright, it's telling the HTTP title and SSL date and so on. Okay, now it's using the nbstat command to get the NetBIOS information, and you can see this is the my group domain for that computer, and it's using the SMB version 2. So as you can see, we got some more information from these default scripts, and you can just put the -c for the default scripts, and I want to type is, I want to show you how to save our output. So I think we need to give the output name, it's a temp, and you can store that output in the all three formats. The three formats are plain text format and normal nmap format and XML format and greppable nmap format. You can use XML parsers to get the information, but this greppable nmap is very much useful. Okay, now I think we have got this. Okay, temp.gnmap. Okay, temp.nmap. Okay, now let's see what the information stored in this temp.greppable nmap. Okay, these are the ports scanned, but these ports are open, so you can see ports 22, 80 and so on. So it gives us the basic information because we did not put the -sc in the previous command. You can also, so in the previous case we did not put the name, that's why it has taken the IP address as the file name. So I think that much pretty much about this nmap. I think I have said almost all the options, the general options you can do in the pen test. So you can also write the host or the IP address ranges in the list, and you can input that. You can specify the with the -il command. So you can see UDP scan is still not completed. Alright, I will end this video now because this UDP scan is taking almost long time. As you can see, meanwhile you can see the Discord open port 137 and 111 on this IP address. So that's all you need to know about this nmap, and if there are any further options I forgot to tell you or I need to learn, probably these are the basic options we can do in a pen test. So we will be not leaving the nmap here, but we will do the nmap most of the time, as this is the starting phase of this enumeration and scanning. So that's all about the nmap.